Well, guilty on all charges. That was the verdict today in a Bullock County murder trial where the defendant made headlines for blinding himself before he came to court. WSV's Evan Smoke has been following this trial since the beginning. He's got more on today's verdict.
Following a 3-day trial, Robert Keller was found guilty of all 10 counts, including murder, and will be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The verdict was returned shortly after 2 p.m., guilty of all charges. Keller kept his head down as the verdict was read. Before the sentence, Keller did make a statement saying he was a divine being and he wanted to tell the truth, but this was not a setting I trust to do so. Before reading the sentence, Judge Matthew Hubie offered condolences to Dupree's family and sentenced Keller to 2 consecutive life sentences, as well as an additional 25 years. Following the trial, members of Dupree's family spoke about the decision.
Justice did prevail today. It's heartbreaking to lose someone. Bruce is gone and won't come back. And nothing can fix that. Nothing can fill that void. And I think some of us felt like a guilty verdict on all counts in a sentencing would help us feel that, and it didn't fix it for us. But it is comfort to know that our justice system prevailed and that no other family will go through what we went through at the hands of this man.
No mention was made Wednesday on whether Keller will serve his sentence at a regular prison or at a federal medical center. Reporting from Statesboro, Evan Smoke, WSAV News 3, on your side.
And we've now learned a woman killed in a shooting overnight was a soldier assigned to the 3rd Infantry Division. Happened at Ford Point Apartments and Townhomes off Ogeechee Road around 8 o'clock last night. Officials tell WSAV officers were there responding to a domestic incident when they found that a woman who had been shot to death. Chatham County Police arrested 23-year-old Taj Hemphill. He's charged with murder in connection to this incident. Authorities tell us they will not release any more details on the victim, though, until her family's notified. Well, tomorrow's going to mark 1 year since gunshots rang out at Oglethorpe Mall in the shooting, which had workers and shoppers running for cover. One woman died following heart complications. WSV's Nikaya Harris talked with a business owner at the mall about her traumatic experience.
It was here in Oglethorpe Mall where Zelania Williams first heard the gunshots ring out. Nearly 1 year later, she vividly remembers that day and the precautions she now takes because of it. Williams says she was just steps away when the gunfire broke out. She took cover in her shop before later being escorted out by law enforcement. Inside the mall, she tells me she saw people crying as they were led through the mall past broken glass and shell casings on the floor. The scene prompting her to take a closer look at safety inside of her own business.
My ears are more keen now to disagreements, arguments. I kind of make sure that I am now more in the front of my store now to see if something escalates, that I'm more prone to kind of shifting to the back of the store. Also, I am more aware of the security that is here in the mall. 3 months ago, I've added 3 more cameras so they're able to, if anything should happen again.
Now, Williams says she is continuing as a business owner, more aware of her surroundings, but says the events of that day is just something she will never forget. Reporting here in Savannah, Nikaya Harris, WSAV News 3, on your side.
The Beaver County Sheriff's Office asking for help finding a missing woman. 29-year-old Yvonne Nia Clement was last seen yesterday around 1 o'clock at a home on Enoch Norris Road in Yemassee. Now, we're told there is concern for her safety and well-being. If you see her or know where she may be, you're asked to call 843-524-2777. Well, it's a place where all of the resources that an unhoused person may need to get back on their feet, and all can be found under one roof. That's the vision for the Hope City building. WSV's Isley Herschel's here now to tell us a lot more about this interesting project.
Exactly, Andrew. The building would have everything from food, medical care, classroom spaces, even a barber shop. Today, Chatham County District Attorney Shalina Jones pitched the idea for this building to city leaders and advocates. Jones says if the building becomes a reality, it would sleep around 200 people. In order for this to work out, she says it would take the collaboration of a lot of different entities, including the City of Savannah, Chatham County, the resources that currently serve the homeless as well. Jones made it clear that this is not a homeless shelter, but what she calls a stabilization center.
Provides emergency bed space and also a transitional program. It provides certifications for people to get training and other resources where they can get medical attention, substance abuse treatment, and mental health treatment on site. There is no other shelter or entity or residence or agency in Chatham County that is doing that right now.
The proposed building for Hope City is located at the old Department of Corrections Transitional Center on Stiles Avenue, but some community leaders aren't too happy with the idea of this stabilization center going in that spot. I'm going to tell you why coming up on News 3 at 5. Isley Herschel, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Isley, thanks so much. The Chatham Area Transit Board has approved its fiscal year 2027 budget. This vote comes as the agency continues to navigate uncertainty over transit service to Port Wentworth. Now, leaders say the budget preserves key services, including paratransit and ferry operations. This despite months of negotiations with Chatham County. The board also talked about the future of service to Port Wentworth, set to end December 31st. The change comes after the Chatham County Commission voted against allowing Port Wentworth to join CAT's Transit Tax District. County leaders say Port Wentworth first must pass a referendum to join the district. City leaders, though, argue state law doesn't require one.
It's going to affect a lot of people, and I really do feel sorry for the people that's living out west and the people and all the growth that's happening in Port Wentworth. I wish that there was something else that we could have done.
Now, Port Wentworth's current agreement with CAT expires at the end of the year. CAT leaders say they hope county and city officials can return to the table after this year's election to find a way to restore that service. And talking about Port Wentworth, the full enforcement of the semi-truck ban along the downtown corridor of Coastal Highway, it goes into effect today. Now, this change means semi-truck traffic not allowed in the downtown portion of the road. This excludes those making local deliveries. But the city says the change is going to support the goal of improving public safety, reducing heavy traffic, and to create a more walkable downtown. Now, the countdown to America's 250th birthday is on, and it's sure to be a celebration all over the coastal empire and the Low Country. Now, no matter what your plans are, though, officials say the fun can easily be ruined by some simple safety mistakes. WSC's Sarah Smith has details on how you can avoid that this holiday.
Whether you're going to the beach, downtown, or shooting off fireworks at your own home this 4th of July, this is where doctors don't want you to end up. To avoid a trip to the emergency room, make sure you stay hydrated and have plenty of snacks. If you're drinking, do it responsibly. Alcohol poisoning can be avoided by pacing yourself. If you're spending the day in the sun, watch for signs of heat stroke and reapply sunscreen every 1 to 2 hours. Lastly, be smart when handling fireworks or sparklers. Jeff Kinney with St. Joseph's Candler says emergency rooms across the nation see the most injuries related to fireworks around the 4th of July.
A lot of times those injuries occur because people are holding fireworks in their hands, so never do that. Sometimes trying to relight a dud firework will explode while you're right down near it, so don't try to relight duds, don't hold them in your hands. Ideally you want to be lighting them with an extended lighter or a punk so you're not close to it and then back away. Gloves and eye protection are also a great idea.
And leave the smoke and fire to the fireworks. Make sure you're being safe if you're having any kind of backyard grill or cookout. In Savannah, I'm Sarah Smith, WSAV News 3 on your side.